I'm recording this on Valentine's Day, and I just want to warn you that not all romance equals a healthy love or a healthy relationship. If you were raised in a household raised by people with mood disorders or alcoholism or drug addiction, or you're just raised in an abusive household, that is the model that we have for what love is like. It's an imprint. It's a template. And then we go out into the world and we attract exactly what we've been abused by. Why? Because that's the model that was created for us. That's what we think love is. Now, I've listened to Lisa Romano. I've studied the work of Shari Schreiber, Sam Vaknin, what's his name, Richard Grannon. He and Vaknin are feuding right now. They shouldn't. They should just put their stuff out and help people and not be worried about who said what. It's all the truth about narcissism, narcissistic behavior. Nobody owns that work unless you've done research. If you do research, then you own that work. But if you're just observing life, I've observed these things too. And maybe other people help me to slap a name on it, but I'm talking about my life and what I've observed. Anyway, I want you to be aware that if you're in an abusive or mutually destructive relationship and it's looking a lot like the household you were raised in, that's because that's what we were taught. So the self-awareness is like, oh, wow, this is exactly how I was raised. I have just repeated that in my romantic and family life. Ouch. But concentrating on the abuser, which is what I did for years, if not well over a decade. Analyzing, naming, researching, narcissistic this, abusive that. I became an expert on their behavior, but I didn't stop attracting that style of person, that's a terrible thing to say, a person with that behavior pattern into my life. I'm like, but I know this stuff. How could I possibly have attracted that into my life yet again? I saw the red flags, but I was aware now. I know what I'm doing. They're not going to do that to me again. And they did, because that's what they do. That's their way of defending against pain in life. Their mood disorder, their addiction, that's their coping mechanism. So I don't know if you're seeing this line across my face, but it's whatever. I'm recording this video early in the day. I have something to do tonight. I have to start using my time very efficiently if I'm ever going to make my dreams come true by using what I learned in this course about YouTube to, create another channel and then fine-tune this one. Anyway, so noticing the patterns is not enough. And noticing their behavior and saying, oh, that was a narcissist, or oh, that's how addicts behave, is not enough. In order to save ourselves, we have to change ourselves. We have to change ourselves into people with self-esteem, self-worth, people who draw boundaries, people who aren't always sacrificing ourselves to please other people, apologizing for who we are every second, agreeing with people we don't agree with, telling someone how right they are even though they aren't, because we think, well, if I don't, they'll abandon me. Yeah, they will if they're that personality type. Good, let them. Let them go. That's what they want to do. Why is anybody obligated to be in your life? Especially if God is trying to take them out. Constantly agreeing with people when we disagree. It's a form of people pleasing. That's what we learned at home. Because if we disagreed, we got hit or abandoned. Being more interested in other people's lives than our own, and other people's problems, and solving and fixing other people. Also an addiction and a dysfunction. We have to stop those behaviors and become more obsessed with ourselves And I don't mean to encourage our own narcissism. I also don't mean to give advice. I should make this more about me. I'm talking about myself, and this is what I'm doing. We can't compromise ourselves and our time and our opinions. And we can't offer gossip. You ever see people who offer gossip as a way to make themselves more? My mother does that constantly. Talking about other people, gossiping, because she doesn't believe she's interesting unless she's doing that. Now, that's subconscious. My mother is not self-aware. She's not. I'm aware of her behaviors, but it's not enough to notice how she behaves. I have to notice, well, how many of those behaviors have I picked up on? Being obsessed with other people's lives and talking about them and helping and fixing because my projects and plans aren't appealing. So I prayed for help. I said, God, please let me become more interested in my own work and my own students and what I'm doing in my own projects. Please give me a passion for the work that you put me on earth to do, to teach. I believe that's what he put me on earth to do. I don't think it's to become a chef or something. It's to teach, to share wisdom, to raise awareness, to raise vibrations, to make people more spiritually fit. And God is answering my prayers. If you're not a person who prays, you're not left out of this. Whatever your higher power is, it wants you. And it wants your talents. And it wants you to be interested in what you were put on earth to do. So notice their behavior. Allow yourself to be angry. Don't blame yourself. Don't lash out at them. It won't do a thing. That didn't work for me. And learn to become as interested as possible in your own growth. He's my pet. I call him a dugong. That's Star-Lord, the dugong. The dugong. Big. Become obsessed and interested in your own purpose here on earth. So happy Valentine's Day 2023. Please like, subscribe. Please tell other people about this video. Share it somehow if you think it'll help someone. Leave me a comment, even if it's just a heart. Subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video, because I said I would. Be well.